One panel about cybersecurity and trust, one about evaluating progress and shaping the future of 6G research in Europe. So this happens today. Tomorrow there will be a panel on 6G resilience, and on Friday about monetization. I think this was addressed, that this is the issue, the monetization of 6G. In the program we also will have 5 convened sessions. On Wednesday we will have 2 of these, one on women in telecommunication and collaborative approach to 6G. And on Thursday, 3 of these. Uncover 6G security, Network Europe strategic research, and SMEs for the innovation in communications. Next, let me present the 3 keynotes shortly. In a moment, we will hear from Aleksander Soltysik about radio spectrum policy in the European Union. This will happen in a moment here. Tomorrow in the same room, so Earth Hall A, we will hear from Hanna about network security in the 6G era. And the same day, the same room, Eric Strong will tell us something about ultra-reliable and massive machine-type communications beyond 6G. Sounds really interesting. And a key element of our conference is recognition of excellence. And along the traditional Best Paper Award and Best Student Paper Award, we also have some domain-specific awards like EuRASIP and EURAP awards. Additionally, we have Best Poster Award, Best Poster Booth, Best University Demo, Best SME Demo Booth, and Best Demo Awards. As you can see in 4 cases, there is option like we will ask you to vote for the best of these in the app. So there will be voting in the app. I think Adrian will tell about it in a moment. In addition, we have 2 other awards. So one is the Best PhD Thesis Award. So the award committee selected 5 finalists out of 41 submissions, and you will be able to hear their talks about their thesis on Wednesday afternoon. In addition, there will be also Best Startup Award, and there will be session presenting these startups. They will present themselves on Thursday. All the awards will be given, presented during the gala dinner in Concordia restaurant on Thursday evening. As you can see, we have a rich and densely packed program with combining both the latest research and forward-looking perspective, both from academia and from industry. And this would not have been possible without effort of many people. And on behalf of the TPC chair and organizing committee, I would like to thank first our track chairs. You see on 2 slides these chairs. You can see them in the program and on our website, who coordinated nearly 900 papers reviews. It was a difficult task. Second, our tutorial workshop, special session, panel chairs, award committees, tens of people who evaluated the submitted proposals. And I would like to also thank our exhibition co-chair. As we know, EuCNC is a lot about proof of concept, demos, and so on. They worked tirelessly to accommodate these demos, and they had diverse technical and logistical requirements, including some, for example, spectrum licenses. That's, I think, not usual for any other conferences. Last but not least, I would like to thank the session chairs that will maintain over the next days the timeliness and high quality of sessions. They volunteered to do so. I have to end on a somber note. So one of our esteemed track co-chairs, Volker Ziegler from Nokia, passed away recently. In recognition of his dedication and contribution to our community, I kindly ask you all now to stand and join me in observing a minute of silence in his memory. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Paweł, for giving me the floor. Also, I mean, as we are running out of time, I will try to be a bit faster than planned, but I have to start with great welcome, all of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, officially I welcome you, and really I welcome you all EuCNC colleagues. And I'm really happy that you have answered our call to participate in that event in Poznan. Really, thank you that you are here. So, by saying this, I would like to present some organizational details. I want to provide some information from the local organizing perspective. Of course, this plan you are aware of. This is printed also in the leaflet. So as we can see, there is a mixture of opening and keynotes. All the plenary sessions will be given here in that room. So it's quite simple that everything that is common is localized here in that room. All other sessions, they are located in the dedicated rooms one level below or on the ground floor. We have, I mean, the program is well known, so I will not go into the detail, but I would like to put your attention to the poster sessions, which are maybe not that well visible, and they are just before the lunch, so we may forget about them. Do not forget about these posters. So these are located in the middle of level 1. So you have seen all these stands for the posters, so just not forget to see and discuss with the authors. Some practical information details. We have tried to announce everything to you via emails, but I guess nowadays the emails are, I mean, many of them. So let me recap that there is no possibility to upload the presentations in the room. You cannot connect your computers in order to move all the presentations smooth. You should deliver all the presentations either via email, or you can go to the presenter's room where you can upload the presentations using your USB stick. The address is shown there, but it was also announced to you previously. Then the building is, I mean, everything is located here. The building has 3 floors. I hope that most of you have enjoyed the networking on the level 0, where we have all the exhibitions and all the lunches and coffee breaks. Everything is located there. So then on level 1, we have this, okay, whatever color it is, but this place is the presenter's room where you can upload your presentations. These big blue items, these are of course the conference rooms, and there are 2 additional rooms, so 0B, 0A, which are located in floor 0. And Earth Hall, so EH and the EH in the program, EHA is the place here, EHB is one behind us. So in terms of numbers, Paweł said as a TPC chairs in terms of exhibitions, we have altogether 90 submissions. So again, thank you, all of you, all the projects, all the proposals, I mean, for that great number of submissions. I don't know why the pointer is there. And another thing, Johan, I don't know if you are here. Okay, here you give me a challenge last year to cross 1,000. And of course, it's not me who crossed 1,000, it's you, but we crossed 1,000, so it is the challenge. I mean, challenge achieved, accepted. I mean, of course, the applause is not for me, it's for you. So really thank you that you have coming. So it will be me to give the applause for you. Thank you. So as you can see, the number is continuously growing. We have now around 1,070. So again, this is a great number. Then, as it was mentioned, there is a dedicated app conference for me. There is a QR code. If you didn't do that before, please download it right now. Some of you, I have noticed, have downloaded the previous edition. It was really excellent. Probably is the reason why you have chosen the previous one. But I guess this one is also fine. So please select 2025 in the case. And it's important because, as you can see, we started yesterday and we will finish tomorrow at 3 p.m. There is no extension. All the votings for the best demos. So also I encourage you and invite you to see all the demonstrations and select the best, because we need to give the award to the best. Yeah, so please remember that 3 p.m. is the real hard deadline for all the voting, and we have done the voting through the app. Of course, the QR code is also available on the badge here, so if you didn't do this before, the QR code is also here on the bottom. We applied the color coding. So the blue one is the color of EuCNC, of course. So the blue one is for the, let's call them regular attendees, so all those paper presenters. The red one are for those who are exhibitors. And the orange one, so the one that I am carrying, and also some people from the organization staff, we are, I mean, this green, come on, it's not green. The yellow one is, I mean, to make us more visible. So if you will see someone with the yellow color, is the person is also to help you. And as you have noticed, we have this branded POT t-shirts, and so guys wearing these t-shirts are also for you to help. So if you have any questions, issues, just call them and they will support you. Okay, I guess that you are using this, but still to recap, that there is a dedicated Wi-Fi with this password. Everything is again provided on the badge. The gala dinner, as Paweł mentioned, gala dinner will be tomorrow. For those who have ordered this, there is a dedicated ticket, so please don't remember to take it with you. It's on the Zwierzyniecka. It is quite close to, quite close to here. So for you, if you do not mind, you can make a photo. There is QR code. It's a direct road for the Google Maps. So exactly from here to the Zwierzyniecka street, I mean, we will go to entrance C. This building has a couple of entrances. Entrance C is the one that you can see on the photo. And there is the path that we suggest it will be the most convenient from here to move there. I see that you're making photos, so I will wait a second with some flash as well. Okay, great. Okay, and I guess it's the right place. Also, it was said many times, but for us with Paweł Sroka, we would like to express our special thanks to all the colleagues from our organizing team. Really, thank you. Without your dedication and engagement, it would be not possible. And also, would like to thank all the volunteers, students from these two Spectrum and NetWizards science clubs and the others for their support for this event. Finally, as I mean, a couple of slides, and I will finish. One important thing is that, of course, again, I see a look at Johan. You said last time that we are here to celebrate innovations. I like it personally much, so we are here to celebrate innovations. But if for some reasons you will decide to visit the city, it's also quite nice. So for that purpose, also after the event, you see that you have the free public transport. So all the trams and buses are for free for you. You can just show this badge and everything is for free. Of course, not taxis. Yeah, but the public transport is for free. As you can see, it's by the 8th of June. So if you have time, please stay in Poznan and visit some interesting places. Just very shortly, a couple of slides. Poznan was the first capital city, so everything related to Poland started here. There is the big great legends. Every day at noon there is a goat show. You saw that we gave you the socks, and I don't know how many of you have noticed, but there is a sentence on these socks for you. So I will not read it, but there is a dedicated sentence for you how to wear it and remember about us. But then every day there is the goat show, so I encourage you to go to the Old Market Square and to see the show. I will tell you the legend if someone will be interested. I showed before in terms of food, there are two observations. One is the sculpture of potato, because we like potatoes. So if you will find it, okay, there is a sculpture nearby here. So we'll go to make a photo with the potato, because yeah, we are potato guys. I mean, at least other cities are telling this about us. Okay. But more seriously, something that I hope you have tasted yesterday is this kind of sweeties. I mean, so what you can see, I don't know what the pointer is doing here, but okay. So this one you can taste only here. This EU certified. It's a special croissant made with white poppy. I mean, I like it a lot, so you really should taste it. And some photographs. I mean, we have very delicious restaurants, many of them including, are within the Michelin catalog and with Michelin stars. This is 2023, but they are again with 2024. And some photos just to make you attractive, our cathedral and some other places. I hope that the cities are quite interesting to you. I mean, the photographs, sorry, to incentive you to visit the city. And the last thing, for those who like football, we are in the city that a couple of weeks ago, our team has won the league, so this is the champions, they are the champions. So for those who are like football, you are encouraged also to visit the stadium. Okay, so that's all. I would like to again thank all the patrons, because beside the local organizing team, without the patrons, it will not be also possible. So with the European Commission, with Nokia, E3, Orange, Virginia Diodes, Keysight, Tieto Everyone, 6G Plus, and Ericsson, thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you and enjoy the event.
Thank you. We are a little bit behind the schedule, but so without any further delay, I would like to introduce Dr. Aleksander Soltysik, our keynote speaker, to give a talk on radio spectrum policy in the European Union. Aleksander Soltysik is a digital attaché for telecommunications sector in the permanent representation of Poland to the European Union. He is responsible for matters regarding radio spectrum, gigabit infrastructure, artificial intelligence. He currently holds the position of the chair of Radio Spectrum Policy Group, and this high-level advisory group assists the European Commission in the development of radio spectrum policy. He's also currently the chair of the Working Party in Telecommunications and Information Society in the Council of the European Union during the Polish presidency of EU. So welcome to the stage, and give you the floor.
Good morning, everyone. It is a bit of a challenge to take the floor after such a distinguished guest and speakers. But anyway, thank you. I will do my best. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Bogucka and Adrian Kliks for inviting me and to give you a holistic overview of the radio spectrum policy in the European Union, with a special focus on the 6G. We will take a soft ride through the current regulatory and policy topics. So I will start with the Radio Spectrum Policy Program, which is together with us since 2012. It is old, yes, but its role and validity is still very important and crucial for the whole EU. I've picked up some articles from the Radio Spectrum Policy Program in order to give you a bit of a flavor what kind of issues are covered. The general principle sets an obligation to the member states that they shall cooperate with each other and with the European Commission in order to maximize the efficiency in spectrum use and to promote competition and innovation. Mark my words, because this reference, I mean the cooperation between member states and the European Commission, will be repeated several times during my intervention today. When it comes to the policy objectives, they are clear. Member states shall cooperate to allocate sufficient and appropriate spectrum in a timely manner to support union policy objectives. The RSPP provides a holistic and very high-level policy directions, strategic targets, and goals. Well, in general, member states, as I said, shall cooperate with each other and with the Commission and take all necessary steps to ensure that sufficient spectrum for coverage and capacity purposes is available within the Union. The RSPP in this regard refers, for instance, to the authorization process in order to allow the use of 800 megahertz bands. Obviously, one could say that this is that the RSPP is outdated in that regard, and it's true because it reaches historical events such as 800 megahertz auction across the European Union. But on the other hand, it provides some provisions that are still very valid and up to the date. And for instance, we have Article 10 on international negotiations, because it grants the possibility to request the request for assistance if the cross-border coordination with the non-EU countries fails to succeed. In that sense, Union shall assist any member state with legal, political, technical support to resolve spectrum coordination issues with countries neighboring the Union. This is the current background also for the provision of existing European Electronic Communications Code. And just before this intervention, I've checked that in 2012, we had events such as the jump of Felix Baumgartner and also Olympic Games in UK. So it is a very long time ago since the RSPP was established, but as I said, there are some provisions that are still very important for us. Then we move to the 5G Action Plan, which is a strategic initiative that aimed at making 5G a reality for all citizens and businesses across EU. The Commission launched a plan to boost EU efforts for the deployment of 5G infrastructures and services across Europe in September 2016. I'm going chronologically, so 2012, 2016. To some extent, it was built on the RSPG work, focusing on the 5G spectrum roadmap. This is very important because I will come back to this at the very end. At that time, I mean in 2016, it was under construction. What you see here is one of the action that takes in consideration this work, so the work of the RSPG Radio Spectrum Policy Group. So in November 2016, a strategic roadmap for 5G was first established when RSPG adopted and published its opinion on spectrum-related aspects for next-generation wireless systems, so-called 5G, where it was outlined what spectrum will be needed for next-generation wireless systems. The main objective was to actively participate in the development of Europe's spectrum policy strategy regarding 5G. And as I said, the work in 2016 focused on identifying the building blocks needed for a rapid launch of new wireless services in the next generation systems. So what were the bands for that? So first of all, 3.4, 3.8 megahertz was indicated as the first primary band for 5G, and that should bring the necessary capacity for new 5G services. The next was 26 gigahertz band, so millimeter wave band, so-called the pioneer band in Europe, above 24 gigahertz, to give ultra-high capacity for innovative new services, enabling new businesses and sectors of the economy to benefit from the 5G. It was also stressed that 5G could be launched over the existing EU harmonized mobile bands, including in particular bands below 1 gigahertz. So it was at that time regarding the 700 megahertz band. Now we move to the core regulation, so the European Electronic Communications Code, which is from 2018. And this is our current regulatory baseline. This directive introduces rules on the coordination of radio spectrum between the EU countries and harmonizes the rules on managing this. These rules are very crucial for achieving Europe's connectivity goals, targets, and providing everyone in the EU the best possible internet connection. I've picked up some articles that refer directly to the radio spectrum. So Article 4 on strategic planning and coordination. So it reiterates the assumptions from the RSPP, you already know them, so that the member states shall cooperate with each other and with the Commission in strategic planning, coordination, and harmonization of the use of the radio spectrum in the Union. Article 28 is very important because it sets the mechanism which ensure that the use of radio spectrum is organized in a way that no other member state is prevented from using them, allowing the use of the harmonized radio spectrum, especially due to cross-border harmful interference between member states. So this is particularly very important in the works of the RSPG because we have one work item that is called Good Offices, and within this work item we work together with the member states and as well as with the other non-EU countries. So whenever there is some kind of issue regarding the interference, then we are trying to solve this between us. The next one is Article 35, so the peer review, and again, this is something what is already in the pipeline of the RSPG. So whenever the member state intends to undertake a selection procedure, it shall inform the RSPG about any draft measure and indicate whether and when it is to request the RSPG to convene the peer review forum. And what is the peer review forum? So whenever each member state, for instance, would like to proceed with the selection procedure, then that the member state inform the RSPG and the Commission on this, and then we gather and discuss the measures that are in the planning of the member state. So it gives us the platform to exchange our views and knowledge between the peers, so between the member states. So we do not actually invite the stakeholders to this peer review forum, but it gives us the opportunity to exchange the views between the NRAs and the ministries involved in the preparations of the selection procedures. And Article 54 sets the deadline for the member states to facilitate the rollout of 5G, in particular to reorganize and allow the use of sufficiently large blocks of the 3.4, 3.8 gigahertz band, and to allow the use of at least 1 gigahertz of the 26 gigahertz band. To this day, a vast majority of member states across EU conducted auctions of these bands. I mean 3.4, 3.8, I mean all of them actually. But still, when it comes to the 26 gigahertz band, because of not sufficient market demand, it was postponed in many member states. The Commission, as well as the member states, are following carefully the state of play of the 5G within the 5G Observatory website or within the RSPG. Then we have the last on my list is the Digital Decade Policy Program from December 2022, which introduces the targets that are measurable goals for each of the 4 areas, such as connectivity, digital skills, digital businesses, and digital public services. What are the digital targets? First of all, a digitally skilled population and highly skilled digital professionals. Secure, resilient, and sustainable digital infrastructures. With regret, I will not attend one of the workshop on the 6G and resilience, because this, I think, would be very important also from our perspective as the not only RSPG, but also from the perspective of the Polish presidency. And the very important goal is that end users at the fixed locations are covered with a gigabit network, and all populated areas are covered by a next-generation wireless, high-speed networks with performance at least equivalent to the 5G. The next is the slide regarding the current background. So these were the main regulatory files and policy documents. We are now heading the era of the 6G, and since the beginning of 2024, we started to receive position papers that set up the scene for the upcoming transition. The truth is that the competitiveness of the EU and the EU economy and the welfare of the EU citizens depends on the wide availability of advanced digital network infrastructures and services, both fixed and wireless. Without a modern digital network infrastructure, any new technology, such as, for instance, AI, would not expand. So, again, chronologically, the Commission's white paper on how to master Europe's digital infrastructure needs from February 2024 launched a discussion on how to advance the single market and boost European competitiveness in order to accelerate deployment of advanced technologies, reduce costs, and attract more capital and meet the EU connectivity needs. Then we had Enrico Sletta report, much more than a market. This report made a link between strengthening the European single market and ensuring a sustainable future and prosperity for all EU citizens. It proposed the creation of an effective single market for electronic communication networks and services and identified spectrum management as a key aspect in this regard. Mario Draghi's report on the future of European competitiveness called on the EU to refocus its efforts on closing the innovation gap. The lack of a true single market, in the view of Mario Draghi's, on connectivity and the related lack of sufficient investments therein were identified as a key barriers to innovation in Europe. And last but not least, the Commission's communication on a competitiveness compass for the EU from January this year proposed several actions in the three areas identified in the Draghi's report. So regarding innovation, decarbonization, and security. In the area of electronic communications, the competitive compass is guiding the EC, the European Commission, work towards the already mentioned by Director Thibaut Kleiner, Digital Networks Act. And again, as already was expressed today, the discussion on the necessary reform of Europe's connectivity framework is taking place during a highly challenging political context, where it is important for the EU to reinforce its sovereignty and safeguard its own interest and independence of its decision for the benefits of its economy and society. Now we turn to the key stakeholders group that are dealing with the radio spectrum. So here you have the list of three of them. Of course, this is not the end of this list, but the most important, I would say, is Radio Spectrum Policy Group. Then we have a BEREC and the CEPT. I should also indicate the role of the Radio Spectrum Committee. So the RSC is composed of the member states and chaired by the European Commission. And the Radio Spectrum Committee assists the Commission in developing technical implementing decisions to ensure harmonized conditions across Europe for the availability and efficient use of radio spectrum. It also develops measures to ensure that information on the use of radio spectrum is provided accurately and in a timely manner. These groups are very important for spectrum policies in the European Union, and as you will see in about a few minutes, that the interlinks between the RSPG, the CEPT, and the RSC are very pivotal. A brief look at the current RSPG work program for 2 years, 2024-2025. So I've mentioned about the peer review. It comes directly from the European Electronic Communications Code, so Article 35, and the exchange of views between member states. Good office it is Article 28 of the code. It grants the availability, the platform for solving any interference issues between the member states and between member states and non-EU countries. I will focus on the most important, on WRC, upper 6 gigahertz band, and 6G strategic vision and strategic spectrum matters. So as you know, the WRC of the ITU took place in Dubai between November and December 2023. The conference was the peak of a preparation period of several years after WRC 19. The conference was attended by over 160 participants 4,000 participants from over 160 member states. The preparation with technical studies towards the elaboration of common proposals for the 46 members of the CEPT administration was done by the conference preparatory group, as previously done before the WRC. Inside the Union, the RSPG, the European Commission, as well as the Council of the European Union work closely and in a timely manner on the Union's position for the WRC, on those agenda items for which a decision of the WRC could affect common rules. As it was in the case of WRC 23, we are now entering the preparational phase towards the WRC 27. So after WRC 23, the group presented a summary report of the outcomes of the WRC 23. The WRC 23 was in fact the second World Radio Communication Conference when the EU member states were guided by the Council decision for negotiating agenda items with particular EU relevance. One of the key lessons learned is that the member states stayed united on all issues of the Council decision and defended them actively. In the next step, the RSPG will prepare a so-called interim opinion on WRC, which is scheduled for this June 2025. The opinion will be much broader and will include, based on the agenda items for WRC 27, all the issues that could be in particular interest of the EU. So I would like to reiterate that the RSPG is preparing the opinion towards the WRC, and then on the basis of the RSPG opinion, the European Commission is preparing the Council, the proposition for the Council decision towards WRC. So then it is discussed between the member states of the European Union in the Council of the European Union. Now we move to the upper 6 gigahertz band, which is currently subject to competing industry demands. On the one hand, for higher power licensed mobile use, and on the other hand, for a low power unlicensed WAS and ERLN. As you're probably aware, this topic is one of the most popular when both sides of the fence are equally happy or unhappy with the decision taken by the WRC 23, which decided to make an IMT identification for this frequency band, so the 6425 up to 7125 megahertz band. But when it comes to this particular work item, so it should build a long-term vision for this band by providing a policy recommendation on how to best organize the future use of this band in Europe, with the goal to maximize the contribution of this part of the spectrum to the achievement of digital connectivity targets for Europe as laid down in the Digital Decade Policy Program. We also took a good note of the comments made by the stakeholders, and we have amended this work item in order to adapt to their expectations. Thus, we will try to include also short medium, and long-term vision. Crucial message is that the digital decade, the digital policy program indicate the importance of connectivity infrastructure and sets political targets for 2030, including deployment of networks with gigabit speed. The task is not easy, and the subgroup will take on board the outcome of the work within the already mentioned CPT, which is now focusing on this upper 6 gigahertz band, and ongoing studies on the shared use between Wasserlands and mobile fixed communication networks. So the RSC, again, already mentioned, so the Radio Spectrum Committee issued a mandate to the CPT to develop this, this study and recommendations. So we have there a few deadlines. One of them is the final task, I mean the third task, should end in July 2027. Now we move to the, okay. So maybe the last slide, because when it comes to the 6G, then I will conclude with this one final slide on the 6G strategic vision and 6G spectrum roadmap. So the RSPG recognized already that 6G should build on the joint evolution and interoperability of terrestrial and non-terrestrial networks to leverage the most advantageous characteristics of satellite and terrestrial systems, and to create a common market for network and terminal equipment. The EU needs to indicate in which spectrum band or bands the first launches of 6G are planned. So I will not dive into any details right now. The report is already uploaded on the RSPG website, so everyone could take a look on this. But again, as I said at the very beginning, right now the RSPG is focusing on the 6G spectrum roadmap, which should be delivered by the group at the early beginning of 2026. So this is very important because it is 2026, as it was in November 2016, we delivered the spectrum roadmap for a 5G. And at that time, it was very pivotal for not only member states, but also for the stakeholders. And the European Union had its voice, which exact spectrum will be devoted for the next generation wireless systems. So in that sense, please stay tuned, because it will be visible at the RSPG website. We have a plenary meeting in about 2 weeks when we decide on the opinion on the upper 6 gigahertz band, which will be delivered to the public consultation. So all of you also would be able to give your voice to this opinion, because it's not easy to split the band only to IMT or Wasserlands. So it is the very first and very important step towards the final opinion on the upper 6 gigahertz. And stay tuned also, because we will deliver the opinion on direct-to-device, which is also very important for a strategic point of view. And we will also approve the work item regarding the 6G spectrum roadmap. So with this, I would like to say thank you for inviting me, for giving me the floor, and thank you very much, and I wish you a pleasant conference today.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we stole you the coffee break, but yeah, I would blame European Commission for that. Anyway, let us thank our speaker for a very interesting, very important talk once again. And now, even if as I said, we've stolen your coffee break, the coffee is served continuously, so you can take your coffee now and enjoy the coffee break and the oral sessions that are taking place right away.